What do you do when you are hungry but on a diet, right? That's a tricky one. We're going to talk about it today. I'm here with Adam Gilbert, founder of My Body Tutor. I'm Haley Pulley, head coach over here at My Body Tutor. And today we are going to get into it. What do you do when you are so hungry, but you are on a diet? All right. And Adam has this great saying. Adam, what is it? You got to tell us.
Well, the first thing is, my favorite catch-22 is in order to not eat, a dieter needs willpower. In order to not eat, a dieter needs willpower. However, in order to have willpower, a dieter needs to eat. They go hand in hand, and the best offense is eating regularly. And people love to hear this. They love to hear that they can eat regularly.
Okay, so that does kind of feel like petting the cat in the wrong direction on a diet, right? Like when you're on a diet, the idea is don't eat, right? Restrict calories. But what you're saying is, and we'll get into this, but the defense is going to be to eat, right? All right. So I guess the first question that kind of comes to mind for a lot of people is feeling hungry even okay? What do you think?
Yeah, so feeling hungry is absolutely okay. It's totally normal. It's a biological function, right? You want to feel physically hungry. You feel it in your stomach a little bit. You feel it in your head. It's definitely a physical sensation. It is absolutely normal. I think for what a lot of people mean, though, is, they're so used to feeling stuffed, and for them, feeling stuffed is comfortable, and anything less than stuffed feels hungry. And that's something we could talk more about.
Okay, so feeling stuffed. So in my head, feeling stuffed is like feeling certain, right? Like if I eat to the point of stuffed, I know I'm fed. I know I'm well fed. And it is comforting, right? So are you basically then saying hunger could be anything less than stuffed?
Well, I think for a lot of people, they associate anything less than stuffed with hunger.
Okay.
And there's
so
also
how do we?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Well, I was just going to say. So how do we work on that?
Yeah. So I think there's many ways, and I think one powerful way and a simple way is to really focus on what we call hunger scale, right? So 1 is feeling ravenous, 5 is feeling stuffed, right? 1 is ravenous, 5 is feeling stuffed. We've all felt stuffed before, after Thanksgiving meal, whatever it might be, you feel tired, you feel lethargic, you can barely move, right? Whereas when you feel like a 3, you feel satisfied, you feel light, you feel like you can easily go for a walk, you feel energized. That's what we're after. So often though, and so many of us have lost touch with that. We've lost touch with ourselves. We don't even know what hunger feels like anymore. So I would encourage you to try practicing that hunger scale. Try feeling, try paying attention to how you feel during your meal and of course after.
Okay. And just a side note on that, it is actually very personal and unique to each person. So if you take this for a test drive, it takes practice, right? Like you're not going to figure this out your first time out, right?
No, definitely not. It definitely takes practice. You definitely have to test drive it. And I think another way to implement that is focus on eating slowly, right? So simple. It's just such common sense. Yes, but it is not common practice, right? We all nod our head. Yes, that sounds good, but do we actually do it? Practice eating slowly. The best way to do that, sips of water between bites of food and utensils down between bites of food. It really does help.
Okay, cool. So we're clear, starving isn't a necessity for dieting, but hunger, we kind of want to cozy up to. We want to learn what it feels like to us, and we want to understand that it's okay to feel light when we're done eating, not stuffed, as you've indicated. So, all right, let's talk about some specific ways to address hunger then. How do we deal with it? Like when we're dieting, how do we deal with hunger?
Yeah. I think, again, going back, it's really important to eat. And if you're physically hungry, then eat. For a lot of people, for me personally, I love protein. Protein makes me feel satisfied. It makes me feel not hungry. When I'm done with my meals, I feel good. I'm not wanting more and more. So protein does that for me. I love vegetables and greens. So I always have a lot of vegetables and greens. The idea is to eat food that actually fuels you and actually satisfies you.
Okay, so we're taking hunger, a natural signal from the body, and we want to address it as naturally as possible, which is A, to eat, and B, to eat food that is natural or as close to natural as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Because the challenge is if you're eating unnatural food, and I always say we only crave unnatural food in unnatural ways. Um, if you're eating unnatural food, it could perpetuate cravings. It can perpetuate hunger, right? So if you're, let's say, eating cookies, I always use cookies as an example, but it's true. Like if I eat cookies, I'll never feel satisfied. I'll want endless amounts of cookies. If I eat pizza, I can eat a lot of pizza. Pizza is just, it's a hyper palatable food. So it's important to understand what type of food you're eating. Is it even possible for you to ever feel satisfied with that type of food? For me, if I have say, let's say, grilled chicken, after a while, I'm going to feel satisfied. If I have cookies or pizza, it's going to take a lot of cookies and pizza for me to feel satisfied. And I know that going into it.
Okay, so we have to be okay. I think that's the other piece. Like, we have to be okay addressing hunger, addressing physical hunger. And this is where we kind of get into like a little bit of a shady section, right? So, like, our next point, the question that comes up is, well, how do we reduce hunger? And I think point number two, to eat and to try to eat as naturally as possible, will help with that. But I think the bigger question is, how do you know it's physical hunger?
Right. Right. Are you even hungry for food is the real question, right? Yes. And, the easiest way to tell is, would you eat vegetables, right? And, I call it the broccoli test. The idea is if broccoli, again, insert any vegetable you like, is appealing to you, then you're actually hungry for food. If you're craving something specific, then you're hungry for something else. You're not actually hungry for food, you're hungry for something else. And that's a key distinction and so important to recognize, because if you're hungry for something else, you're going to eat endless amounts of food and you're never going to feel satisfied.
Right. And I think kind of circling back to hunger being natural, emotional hunger, which I think is what you're talking about, isn't natural, right? It's also an emergency. Like, you feel like you have to eat, and like there's no amount of food that's ever going to take care of that. So when you think to yourself, well, how can I reduce hunger? Really get curious, right? Is this physical hunger? Would I eat broccoli? And maybe you wouldn't. Would you eat an apple? Go for it, right? Would you eat some more chicken? Go for it. But yeah, to your point, like bottomless cookies, this might not be physical hunger.
Yeah, I love what you touched on. I mean, hunger is not an emergency. And if you feel like it is, if you need something right now, that's almost always a sign of emotional hunger. And again, if it's emotional hunger, it's not for food, it's for something else. And that's really important to understand. And when you do, it helps a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, dieting is hard. But it's easier when you eat, and when you eat naturally, and you know your body, right? You know if you're hungry for food or something else. So hopefully we addressed the question of the day, which is, what do you do when you're hungry, but you're on a diet? Adam, any last words?
No, I think we hit everything. There's no doubt eating less is uncomfortable when you're used to eating, until you're stuffed. But eating the right foods, eating foods that you like, something that's catered and customized to you is really, really powerful. Understanding if you're even hungry for food or something else. And also, recognizing that eating is a good thing. Like, as I said, it's really important to eat. It is the best defense mechanism, because if we're not eating, then we get, irrational. We think with our short-term mind. And when we're irrational and short-term minded, we're thinking about, the pizza and the burgers and all types of foods like that we want to enjoy occasionally, but ideally not all the time.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Adam, for chatting with me. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked that video, check out the link for another great video right here.
And if you're having trouble staying consistent, if you feel like you know what to do but just can't seem to do it, I invite you to check out our coaching program. It's in the link below. We offer one-to-one accountability, coaching, support. I know you're going to love it, and let's go. Together we can make it happen.